Good morning, everyone. It's 6 a.m. on the 4th of November, 2025. Thank you for being here this morning. And please put
It's not 6
hashtag
a.m.
KMT, hashtag KMT for a t-shirt, right, Alia?
I did organ meats. We're doing organ meats today.
Oh, we're okay.
We're gonna make your body healthy with organ meats.
Yes,
Supplements and the carnivore diet.
I use those every day, almost every day. If you have any questions for Eleni, we're going to be talking to Eleni in a minute. But if you have any questions, please put them in the chat with a QQQ. And please let us know where you're watching from in this world. I am in Central Florida. And where are you today, Dr. Kiltz?
Kiltz is at 4 a.m. in El Paso, Texas. I'm on my way to Las Vegas to a great meeting with Dave Feldman, our lean mass hyper responder, and our citizen scientist to do an interview. He's interviewing me, I'm interviewing him, and then off to Colorado Springs probably tomorrow morning, and then back to upstate New York. So it's 4 a.m. here in El Paso, and great to be here. And thank you to you guys for getting started. And I did have to get up a little earlier, but here I am. Eleni, how you doing?
And Eleni, where are you?
I'm in Tarpon Springs, Florida, where it is 6
Alia is soon to be airborne back to the United States because she's not in the United States right now.
So wish me luck in immigration.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'm flying tomorrow, but I'll be at the morning live stream.
All righty. Alia's going to have some. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so this is about our dinner meetup in Tampa at Terra Gaucha. I have our room confirmed. I thought it would be easier for everybody if you just paid for your own dinner. Apparently, that's not how it works. That's a lot more complicated for everybody because we have a large group. So instead, I am selling tickets to the dinner to make it easier for you. Just to summarize, every table in our room, one person has to pay for that whole table, and then you'd have to pay that person back. So just to make things simpler, just pay in advance, and I would just pay for our dinner at the end of it. It's $75. We want everybody to go there. The room holds 56 people, but this girl is really cool that I'm working with, and we can just have as many people as we want. I just have to tell her the day before, and she will reserve all the seats for us. So there you go. Apparently, this is the best Brazilian steakhouse. That's what I heard, at least from one person. So we'll test it out and find out. So I'm putting the link in the chat. Sorry if you already signed up on the RSVP, but plans changed yesterday, and now I learned my lesson. I've had to eat crow. Okay, there you go. Luckily, crow is carnivore. And now we've lost Dr. Nelson also.
Oh, geez. There he is.
All right, Eleni, the show's on us.
All righty. So, Eleni, why don't you go ahead? Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself for those that don't know you? Okay. I think most of us got to know you some during the coaching course. So tell us about you, about your story.
Okay.
And how you ended up being here with us carnivores.
Okay. So I'm 43 years old. My name is Eleni. Hi, everyone. And I guess I'll just start from the beginning, but quickly. So I'm Greek. I have, big Greek family. Growing up, we ate everything. My mom was an amazing cook, and, we had family dinners every night, but we also ate an American diet. So we would go out to eat, all the time. I remember, after baseball games, going to Dairy Queen, eating all that stuff, just loving it. And my dad and I were huge dessert people, and I was always small. Like I've always been skinny. I don't know how I ended anyways, with all the stuff that I ate. Um, anyways, I was lucky, I guess. But we would go out to dinner, and I would remember my dad and I looking at the dessert menu before we even looked at the food. So we knew what we were going to order, but we living in Atlanta I was born and raised in Atlanta, by the way. I didn't always live in Florida. But in Atlanta, you can find any ethnicity of food that you want. And so we also loved that. So we would go, all over. We would go, go for Korean food, any Indian, any ethnicity of food. We would love it. So I was always a foodie. I loved food, and dessert, of course. Additionally, my dad is a hunter. So we always, we would always go hunting. I grew up going hunting with him. I mean, I didn't personally hunt, but we would be there. And I would watch him, skin a deer. And I thought it was honestly, part of me felt bad, but part of me also thought it was cool. And I always loved meat, and I always loved fat. And people would always just comment too, like that I was eating the fat. No, my sister's the opposite. Somehow she would cut every single bit of fat off of her meat. But for me, I just love food, meat, everything, fat. So fast forward to, let's see. I was very active in school. I was a sprinter in high school. I was always into working out, weightlifting, running, being healthy, eating a healthy diet towards, as I grew, and Pilates, all of that stuff. So then I go to college. I went to Georgia Tech for some of my undergrad, and you live in the dorm, and people eat bad food more than I was ever used to. My mom would send me during the week with cooked food because we didn't have anywhere to cook there, but I'd have a refrigerator and a microwave. So every week she would send me with food. So I would eat that. But then, of course, the dorm would get hungry in the middle of the night, and we'd order Papa John's. We had this amazing wing place called Wing Zone. I mean, it was just loaded with that stuff, like multiple times a week. And of course, I gained the college weight, and they told me I looked like a chipmunk with my cheeks out. Anyways, moving forward, then I ended up going to pharmacy school, and I was always interested in nutrition, which is really what I wanted to do. But I grew up also with the idea that my family, and especially my grandfather, wanted me to be a pharmacist. So I wanted to make them proud. So anyways, I got into pharmacy school at University of Maryland. I went there, and it was rough for me because it was my first real time away from home, because in Atlanta, I was 20 minutes, away from home, being downtown. But in Maryland, that was far. I didn't have anybody. And I couldn't sleep. I had issues sleeping. I was cooking food, Greek food. We'd go out some, but basically it was a really rough set of years for me. And I wasn't even waking up for class. It was a bad time. And at some point I ended up sick with some kind of bronchial infection, and nobody could tell me what it was. It felt like my ribs were broken for the longest time. And they said it was costochondritis. Anyways, then fast forward to coming back to graduating. And from there, I moved down to Florida, where my parents had moved to be with my other grandparents meanwhile. So I came down here, and I started working for Publix pharmacy as a full-time pharmacist, and those are really long days, 12-hour shifts. I wasn't used to it. About a year in, which is also, I got married a year after I started working, and my husband was also a pharmacist, or is a pharmacist. And anyways, a year into it, I just started having really bad joint pain, extreme fatigue. I couldn't, like, my fingers, like I couldn't, it hurt to move them. We used to have to put pharmacy bottle caps together, and I wasn't able to do that because it hurt too much. And at some point my husband was like, this is just not normal for you to be this tired. I'm like, I know. My entire life I was extremely active. It wasn't me to do that. So I went to a regular primary care physician who did some tests, and I ended up having a elevated rheumatoid factor. And he said, oh, that's just normal in some women. We'll just check it in 5 years. And I'm like, okay, well, this is not normal how I'm feeling. Luckily, my great uncle back in Atlanta is like one of the best rheumatologists. He worked with Emory, and he ended up running a whole battery of tests and found that I had Sjogren's. And he said I had fibromyalgia, which was back then, this was like 2010. So the thought of fibromyalgia back then was kind of, people just didn't believe in it. It was kind of something they would just say if they don't know what's wrong with you. But, I would have like my thighs. I remember just my husband would like, flick my thigh or something, and it would hurt really bad. And that was just not normal. Anyway, so I had Sjogren's. They put me on Plaquenil, which I ended up being allergic to, which to me, honestly, was a blessing in disguise because I really didn't want to be on medication like that. But also I was on steroids, lots of steroids. But in the meantime, a friend of mine insisted that I go with her to CrossFit just to see what it was like. So I did the one day I went through to do the warm up. I couldn't even get through the warm up. And the trainer was like, well, what did you eat for breakfast? And I said, oh, I had a good breakfast, a bowl of cereal and a banana. And he's like, that is not a good breakfast. He told me to go right away and get The Paleo Solution by Rob Wolf, the book. So I did. I got the book that same day and I started reading, and I'm like, no, there's no way. I can't. I'm Greek, people. I can't not eat bread. I can't not eat spaghetti. Like,
you already were eating a Mediterranean diet.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But I was like, no, there's no way. And back then too, the whole gluten thing, I mean, I remember, and I feel bad for doing this, but I remember just thinking like, oh, these gluten-free people are just nuts. Okay. But it took me, I always take like a couple of weeks to let my mind wrap around something. And I just did a lot of research. And as I was reading the book, I was like, gosh darn it. With my, sciencey background, I'm like, it just makes sense. It makes sense. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it. And I did. And when I put my mind to something like that, because I want to feel well, I was so tired of not feeling well. And people really don't understand. I experienced this, like, where they just think that you are making it up. You're depressed or whatever. And I've never been depressed in my life. Thankfully, I'm blessed with that. But, they don't really believe you. But once I started doing the paleo diet, it was nuts. Within weeks, not even, like a week, I remember feeling better. I did drop weight. I went down to 98 pounds, but I felt like that was I'm not even 5 feet. So I felt like that was ideal. I didn't have pain. I slept better. Everything was awesome. So basically I thought the paleo diet, healed me. So, everything, was good. Of course, stress and the hours that I work and the, mental, physical stress of the job doesn't help. But basically I would always say, like, the only thing I can control is what I put in my mouth. And not only what I put in my mouth, eventually, I learned about, clean living is what I would call it. Skincare products. I tried to eliminate anything garbage that was going into my body. I also had a functional medicine doctor eventually, and so she helped me with that. But again, just very clean. I wasn't putting anything bad in my body, and I became a beauty counter consultant. So I was selling, clean makeup and skincare and stuff like that. So that just I kind of became obsessed with it. And then it became, a mission to oh, my son woke up. I ended up getting pregnant with my daughter very easily. And so I called her my little paleo baby, and I nursed her for 18 months, or my little cave baby, I would call her. And, her first food was egg yolk and then avocado. But, I didn't let her have sugar for like 5 years. I didn't even let her have birthday cake of her own birthday. People thought I was crazy, but I was so determined and on a mission to not let this happen to my child. And it's like, why is this I went through a long period of why is this happening to me? And it's just it's a game changer. It's a life changer, and you totally change your thinking. And anyway, so moving forward, I had 2 kids, but so I nursed my son for 3 years, and I knew that I had osteopenia before that, and I was sure once I nursed him that I was going to end up with osteoporosis. Which I did, and also hypothyroid. So I knew about carnivore from a long time ago, and I always really did want to do it, but I was never, with like the stress of work and kids and everything, I was never really in the right mindset to be ready. So let's see. Anyway, so a year ago, it was in October 24. My husband and I went out to dinner with one of the practitioners that he does business with. And right before we went, I was showering and I was like, oh my gosh, what's this? And it was shingles, and I knew it right away. And that's at 42. And I'm like, I know you can get it at any age, but it's just like, okay, this isn't good. So we went out to dinner and we were talking. I was telling him all about my stuff, and he's like, why aren't you carnivore? You should be carnivore. And I'm like, I know. I don't know why I haven't done it, but you know what? I'm going to now. So I started, again, slowly, just kind of transitioning in, doing I spent all day, no matter where I was, listening to, you guys. Anything I could find on YouTube, basically just binge listening to everything about carnivore. And again, I was like, well, this makes sense. So I transitioned into it, and it's been fantastic. I did at some point have elevated TPO antibodies, so for Hashimoto's, but 6 months into carnivore, those were back to normal level. People say about the same thing with cholesterol and all that stuff, but my triglycerides are 33, and my LDL is 170, and I have been so I'm on my 3rd day now of a stricter protocol of ruminant meat, butter, and salt for 2 weeks. Very high fat as well. So what I'm trying to do, I'm doing Dr. Bright's protocol, and I'm trying to increase my thyroid medicine a little bit, but my body wasn't letting me do that before because my adrenals have been basically shot, and I don't have cortisol from a lot of stress. So I'm trying to get to where I can optimize my thyroid function and my adrenals just with the diet and one adrenal supplement. Also, I now have osteopenia versus osteoporosis, and one of the biggest changes that I have, the best thing, I used to get bronchial infections multiple times a year. Any sign of allergies, which I didn't have, I wasn't like I didn't have allergies like people who need to go out for allergy shots, but any little bit of postnasal drip would, like in 2 days, lead me to hacking up in the middle of the night, like sorry guys, but like chunks of mucus. I mean, really, really bad. I'd have to be on, Z-Packs, steroid packs. And, I used to think it was, oh, it's my Christmas tree. I must be allergic to it. I'm like crying because I can't not have a real Christmas tree. But ever since I went carnivore, not one time have I been sick, not one time. And I'm not even like scared to say it anymore. So I've not been on antibiotics. Nothing. My kids had the flu last year. I worked through it. I nursed them through it. I was all in there, everywhere. We sleep together, all that. And I did not get it. I have to say, like, I came home from work on a Sunday. It was the last day that they had it. And I'm like, I'm starting to feel a little bit of chills. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm going to end up with it. But I had it was not even 100 fever, but I went to bed, woke up totally fine the next day. Didn't end up getting it. So it's like, I feel like my body is just, my immune system is fighting it. The whole goal is to optimize health and decrease inflammation. So that's what I'm trying to do. And everyone's like, well, are you going to always be carnivore? Probably. Yeah, probably. Because you know what? I want to feel good and I don't want to get dementia and I don't want to be sick all the time. And I think along the way, I have, learned that people, unless you just really are into optimizing health just because, unless you end up with some kind of problem, you're not willing to make the changes to be, healthier, or according to what, I would consider a cleaner lifestyle. So it really takes motivation for people. And for me, it's really about, what your why is. And that's what I talk about. And every day I see people, I have patients who are sick. It's so sad. And that's also what motivates me to do what I'm doing for myself. Cause my goal is to be well for my kids. I mean, I had my son at 38. I want to be a healthy old lady.
I am healthy and well.
Yes.
Not want to be. I am.
I want to continue to be. I am. Yes.
I am healthy and well. And that's the most important thing. How has your training in pharmacy affected your understanding of all of this keto carnivore stuff?
I mean, I think it's been great to have the medical background, because like I said, even when I read the first paleo book, the science, it makes sense. It works. Now, as far as being a pharmacist, I've always kind of been on the side of try not to take medications. And people are like, but you're a pharmacist. I'm like, I know, but the goal is for you to be able to heal on your own, and not have to be on medications that cause side effects and long-term problems, which I also see, of course, on a regular basis. And people are like, oh, I took this for that, and then it gave me this for that, and on and on. And it's just, that's not what I want for myself or anybody. But yeah, I mean, I think it's been great to have that background. I honestly wish that I could, and maybe I will. I still love nutrition. And that's why I got into the coaching course, because I already counsel people, but I'm really not technically by law allowed to be giving them nutrition advice.
Forget the law, forget the rules. That's part of the problems. They've tried to restrict us from teaching people the right answer. That's why people homeschool the children. Enough of the laws. Exactly. But ultimately, we're coaching. Look I'm a full-time fertility doctor, does all the standard medicine, surgeries, and all of it. And what do I talk about? Number one, how keto carnivore faith and fasting could really help tremendously. And you've got your why in your arms, on your lap.
Yep, exactly. That's what it is. That's what it is. And I really wish, it's really hard to, as far as for kids, to have them do what you want them to do, when nobody else in your, say your family. I mean, my family is supportive of me, but they don't eat like me. So that's a big challenge and a big stress because
Schlank's book. Well, if you look at our diets, the real problem has been a low-fat diet. That is probably the single leading problem.
Yeah.
So if you look at Schlank's book, eat meat 3 times a day, I think just add fat. That's one of the biggest things. Add butter.
Well, my kids, for sure. I mean, my daughter, pretty much, I think I did pretty well for her. My son has been harder because there's just more kids around now. And, it's harder, but he eats butter. But my daughter would eat butter as a baby and growing up, eat meat. And now she's 13, for lunch, she wants steak. So I make her steak in the morning, send her to school with steak, and always growing up, she would eat leftovers. It wasn't, and people would comment because, she was eating food and not junk. I mean, I feel so bad when I go to schools and I see lunch boxes with junk. I mean, just junk.
Well, I think if we add to the junk, the good stuff, I always say you don't focus on getting rid of the negative, you focus on adding the positive. The more positives you add to the story. That's why I'm not against the people say, oh, you should eat plants. And I'm not against eating some plants sometimes, but if you add more fatty meat, you cook the plants well and add the fat. Don't you think? I've got a question here from Baker's wifey, Evan.
Oops, frozen.
Eleni, how about the rheumatological different tests, titers, and inflammatory markers? Have they come down or
yes, they have.
To zero?
Yes, they have. My ANA titer went in half, basically.
Okay.
So so that's good. I mean, my inflammation markers are normal. I mean, pretty much everything's normal. I mean, I still, I have the antibodies for Sjogren's. I believe actually I haven't tested those in a while, but pretty much everything is good. Just I still need a little bit of work on my thyroid. But it's not overnight, and I know it takes some people years. And I'm 1 year.
The markers have gone down as well.
Oh yeah,
the TPO antibodies.
Oh yeah, yes, those are gone. Or not. There's always antibodies, but they're to a normal level.
You were talking, Dr. Kills, when you sort of got disconnected. Are you back?
I don't know in and out. The universe has just decided to kick me in and out from time to time, kicking me down the road. It's good.
All right. Good. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat.
We have a few. Let's do some of them. Lisa Macaluso Macready. How long have you been carnivore?
I've been carnivore for a year, and 13 years of paleo before that. So it really wasn't a hard transition for me.
That's great. Let's see. Chuck, I always screw up his name, Sneva, 2020. Are you taking D3K2 MK7 and magnesium for your osteopenia and osteoporosis?
I was, but my D3 is off the charts high. I do take magnesium, but I don't take the D3. And actually, Dr. Bright pretty much has me off all my supplements except for magnesium.
Nice. Okay, so
which feels good. For years, I was taking like 15 pills, like 3 times a day.
Oh wow!
Yeah, supplements, like tons, and because functional medicine.
How is that on your stomach? 30, 45
it was fine.
pills a day. Oh, okay.
It was fine. I was 8 first.
Oh wow. Okay, so Reliable Andrew, is corned beef from a can acceptable? Additives are just salt, sodium nitrate, which I was slightly concerned about. What do we think?
Coach Eleni.
Coach Eleni.
I mean, you know,
Don't
sodium
recommend it on a regular basis. Enjoy
Right.
it from
I
time
agree.
to time, but not all the time.
It's in the pantry in the Vasquez household, and it's one of the emergency foods when there's nothing else around. My daughter in particular loves making stuff with it, so I think yesterday or the day before she made some. So is it the best thing? You know, probably would
It's
not be
okay.
at the top of the list, but
It's
it
better than not meat.
yeah.
Yeah. Again, it's like breathing air is kind of deadly in this world.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Let's see. Rogue Artist 1. Hi, what's the name of the test for how clean your arteries are? Anyone? Or tests?
What, the CAC score, CAC score?
Well, the calcium score, calcium artery score is one of them, I guess. I don't know if that's what they're asking specifically.
The angiogram is the real gold standard. Everything else is just is CT angiogram and CAC score. They're not direct answers to what your vessels have going on because they measure different things. So that's why they're not 100% accurate. Maybe not even 50% accurate.
There you go. We're done with the questions unless any more arrive.
I'm being kicked off of all devices.
Maybe it's your internet at the hotel.
Maybe. No, they heard Kiltz is staying here. It says good internet, but they decided, nope, not Kiltz today. So should we all have high carbs? Is that the new diet that Zane Griggs recommends for all of us?
I'm so confused. Did he just do a carnivore documentary? All right.
He did just do a carnivore documentary, didn't he?
Yeah, that's
now suddenly look at the truth is we do not know what diet's going to make you never have a disease and live longer than anyone else, do we?
Nope.
We don't know why some people get cancer and sick and other people don't, do we?
And it's not just food, it's stress. It's chronic stress.
Well, I mean, I imagine we were stressed out the day we were born 50 years ago, 100 million years ago. Life is
a different
stress,
kind of
stress, like worthless, in my opinion. You got to have stress. That's
Some
just
stress.
the nature of it. What's that?
But the stress, I've said some stress. I mean, it's normal to have stress, but when you're like a lot of people, like me, I feel like are in a constant fight or flight, with job. What's that? I can't see the book.
Christ-based teachings.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
yes. Well, I'm very.
We're worried about the truth is all good, and we're not understanding the power of the mind, the mindset.
That's true.
I'm like, I got to go to work. I mean, you had to go hunting 50,000 years ago, right?
That's true.
You had to fight the mammoth or the bull or whatever it is. So when we blame stress, there's no life without stress.
Yeah, that's true.
So you might as well enjoy the stress, I say. I mean, Jesus Christ, he didn't complain, did he? I don't think he did anyway.
Yeah, those are some lessons I've had to learn too.
Right. All of us. I'm learning every day. I've got to work with Alia and Dr. Nelson.
That's stressful.
Oh my God. But it is. But you're right. I mean, do you add any mindset, spirituality, yoga, meditation, prayer?
I do prayer. Yeah, I do prayer.
And that is like the dude gave it to us and said, "Hey guys, what are you worried about? I gave it to you, right?"
That's true.
Right. But carnivore does seem, and I know for myself, it seemed to open up my mind's ability to see the world in a better light. And I'm not against eating some plants, by the way, but I think you're better off if you just stick to raw fatty meat and eat less frequently. Do you do any fasting?
I don't do any fasting. No, I don't do fasting.
Dr. Nelson, what are your thoughts on fasting?
I think it's good to time restrict the, your daily portions. Some people, how many times a day do you eat, Eleni?
Well, generally 2 to 3.
Okay.
Right now on Dr. Bright's protocol, it's 3 times with a couple of snacks, but it's fat. It's fat snacks.
Okay.
Like,
and then
what is
you know,
butter?
What is it eating?
Oh, so I'm eating for the fat snacks. I make these general.
Yeah, what do you eat?
I eat beef. Lamb chops are my favorite. I've been making slow cooking beef ribs, chopping the meat up. I make bars with that and the fat that comes from it. Lots of butter. Basically beef, lamb, and butter is what I'm eating. That's just right now. In general, on my normal carnivore, I do all kinds of meat. Even chicken.
Chicken, fish, turkey,
chicken,
pork, lamb,
fish,
goat,
seafood,
and what is Ricky? Iguanas?
Is it? Yeah.
Do you eat iguanas?
I don't. I don't have access to iguana.
Well, I bet we
I did have access to kangaroo, but it's very lean. So I'm like, what's the point of that?
Yeah, I've had seal, kangaroo, and what was the other one? Alligator.
Yes, I've had gator.
And they're all lean.
Carnivore, but and also I do occasionally before this protocol. I'll have a pickle here and there, or cook with onions, or I still have to cook for everybody else. So as long as there's meat in the meal, and then the carbs for my husband, who's Greek, and he probably will never give those up. I'll have some cucumber, or occasionally like Greek tzatziki we make with the yogurt and cucumber, stuff like that. It's not on a regular basis, but here and there I would have done it. But right now, for my 2 weeks until like my last day of this protocol is the Friday of Hack Your Health. So I am really looking forward to eating with you guys Friday night. So yeah, right now it's very high fat and meat, but a little less protein than I'm used to.
So you're focusing more on fat, which ultimately is the most important thing. Do you eat raw meat or butter?
I eat raw butter, but I eat my meat like rare. One time I grabbed a steak at work and I did start to eat it. And my coworkers looked at me and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, I've got to try this." But then I have to say, I don't know, not that, I'm sure the processes are clean, but I don't really know the contamination as far as that goes. So unless it gets cut right there in front of me and everything is frozen, or frozen ahead of time, or fresh, that I can see, I'm a little nervous.
Which is more likely to be contaminated, plants or animal products?
You're right, plants, but I don't really eat as much of those either.
Way more than ever, animal products.
Yeah.
It's sort of like stress. We worry things that we should worry about.
Yeah, that's true. But pretty much raw. Rare. I eat rare. I go to restaurants. If we go out, it's definitely rare. And it tastes better that way. And I've always liked it like that. Even growing up.
Tell me a little bit about when you go out to eat. Do you have any special places you like to eat, or anything that you need to tell them or ask them, or
I do
before you order?
Yes. And my family has just gotten used to this, but I ask them not to. There's another one. So cute. I ask them not to spray the grill with vegetable oil and to please use butter if they need to. for me, I ask for no pepper. So salt only. So basically just salt and butter when they're cooking my food. And then we have gone out for sushi, and they know me there by now, and they make no rice rolls for me. So, which is good.
We got a few more questions.
Go ahead.
Let's see. Reliable Andrew, do you all do a keto approach with carnivore? In other words, high fat and lowering the protein to say 100 grams a day?
Well, I mean, essentially, when we're talking carnivore, keto, it's high fat, it's medium to low proteins, it's low to no plants. Now remember, all cells of all organisms contain sugar, fatty acids, and amino acids. So animal cells contain sugar. I hope everyone knows that. And yeah, just add more fat. We know what fat looks like: butter, cream.
Yeah, I do. Right now I'm doing about 170 grams fat and around 100 grams of protein a day. Normally I don't measure, but right now I'm measuring.
All right, Dr. Lisa's here, so let's dispel some more lies.
Hello, Dr. Lisa.
Dr. Lisa W. and Zane Briggs, I guess Griggs, said that Dr. Kiltz is following them and adding carbs and leaving the carnivore diet, as those two did. But I got to read Dr. Lisa's thing. Hi, Dr. Wiedemann. Hi, I've recently never said Kiltz was leaving carnivore. Really frustrating how whenever I drop into, I see false things about me. Kiltz is in his own video, spoke of eating more fish and a bit of veg.
And by the way, my bit of veg was that one video. I rarely have it, but I'm not afraid of it. And it pretty much, to me, it's always a potato with no skin, extra fried, dipped in sour cream, and which is all what? Fat. You see, the challenge is most people don't understand.
And you have been saying that for years, by the way. It's even in the books. So it's nothing new. It's just you mentioned the word potato in the video, which normally you mention just fries.
Fries, well, fries and potato, but
the
whole point here is that once again, rather than being polarized, you have to do this. It's not true, and basically, and I think the question is, how many people have anaphylactic reactions to ribeye raw steak?
Yeah, nobody.
Well, I mean, I've never seen it, but I know people tout it nowadays. Alpha gal, which is which is part of the glycocalyx, which is part of the glycosylation process. But yeah, I think carnivore is still the very best diet plan we humans can do. But I also think eat less frequently and one meal a day and throw in 22 days of fasting.
I want to say hi to Dr. Lisa too. I follow you. And
we love Dr. Lisa.
Yeah.
She's amazing. And Dr. Lisa has amazing cruise you can go on. I recommend it to everyone. And now she's even selling fancy clothing. And so whatever she's showing, what's it?
When are you going on the cruise?
I'll go in his place.
I don't know yet. I did promise Dr. Wiedemann, a carnivore doctor, that I would do it. I just didn't say when. Yes, I'm going to do it.
And Dr. Lisa's invited if she would like to eat dinner with us in Tampa on 11/14, if she likes.
Yeah, on Friday. She's welcome.
Yeah,
she's
there.
Great.
But you're only allowed to eat vegetables. You can't eat anything meat.
Well, but the whole point here is that we invite our vegan brothers and sisters, vegetarian, herbivore, everyone. Everyone's welcome to KMT. There is no, you better do this. Not true at all. We want to help everyone be healthy and well, no matter what diet they're on.
Right.
And so that's why this is not if you're not carnivore, you can't be here. But if you only eat iguanas, you can.
I want to say my mom was vegetarian for years, and I called her yesterday, and she's like, "Look what I'm eating. I'm eating eggs and fish and cheese." I'm like, "How carnivorous of you!" I was very happy for her.
They're trying to break Rome. They're trying to break the back of Rome. Ain't happening.
I know. Oh.
We're still.
And I think some of these people could just be bots, by the way, like little robots that people programmed to just do stupid comments. So it's a possibility also. We can't be offended by every comment. And I'm not saying people are. I'm just saying, like,
No, don't be offended by any comment. Enjoy them all. They're all good.
We can't be serious about this stuff.
That question?
Yeah. How was Eleni's paleo diet different from carnivore?
So the difference was, obviously, I took out the vegetables. I did, when I was paleo, eat a lot of protein, a lot of meat. And I mean, for me, that's basically, well, I also, when I was paleo, in the beginning, I didn't do this, but in the later years, I did end up adding white rice, potatoes, things like that, which probably didn't help me. But basically took out the vegetables and the carbs.
Plants.
Mm-hmm.
I always say you eat either plants or animals, and maybe some shrooms in between, mushrooms. And what toxin? I mean, there are a lot of toxins in plants. They can't run and hide. How many toxins are in chicken, fish, turkey, or beef or pork? That's really the answer, isn't it? I mean,
Exactly.
You've been a pharmacist for how many years?
17. Going on 18 years.
And what have you noticed in your practice as a pharmacist over these years?
People are getting sicker. More medications. Guidelines are changing to increase medication use. Statins, for example.
How many prescriptions for GLP-1s are you seeing?
A lot. And, I want to say I'm not anti them. For people who are obese, their signaling to their brain from their gut doesn't work anymore. So if they need a little bit of a jump start, I think it helps. And I think, it can be useful, or they can be useful for a short period of time. But I always counsel people when I see that, when I'm checking them out, please make sure that you are eating your protein, because the biggest problem that I have seen is muscle loss. You're going to end up with sarcopenia. I mean, what is the point if you can't move later on?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think the GLP-1s help. I mean, the number one discrimination is obesity, and I think it's wrong. Obesity is not a disease. It's not the cause of disease. It's the diet we've been told to eat. And again, the number one most toxic thing we eat is a plant, which we'll call carbohydrates. I mean, asparagus is a carbohydrate. A carrot is a carbohydrate. So is sweet peas and sweet potatoes. But that's where our biggest problem is. And my concern is whether you're skinny or fat, that's not the cause of disease. It's what you eat, breathe, and drink. Right.
But, it's harder, I think, for people who are obese because, like I said, the leptin signaling and all the signaling is totally messed up.
Well, I don't think that's their problem. I think they've been brainwashed. And again, if you're an alcoholic and you live in a house with alcohol everywhere, I mean, you're not an addict. You basically are living in an environment that is toxic and your brain has been washed in the wrong way. So if we begin to give people positive thinking and that they're perfect, healthy, and well, I don't care what size they are. I don't think the leptins, all the science, I think is wrong, because in an environment of excessive food 50,000 years ago, what did you do with the excess food? You ate it, because it wasn't going to be around very long, because basically seasons change and food availability changes. The problem is we're in an environment with excess food availability, and that's our only problem. Because would it be better to be fat or skinny if there's a major war or famine or sickness? Which would you rather be?
Yeah, fat.
Right. And so, in fact, does fat cause any disease? Zero. And we're trying to scientifically convince people that, oh, you have a leptin imbalance or ghrelin imbalance, and it's just, it's like you have a genetic predisposition to be an alcoholic. No, you don't. You're in the wrong environment. That's all.
I mean, I can just see that where people, they don't know when to stop.
Nobody does, because the brain says get fat because there's a famine coming. I mean, we lived through it through many, many wars. You know how many people died of famine in the wars that we've had? So what are the odds another war is going to happen? Huge. Yeah. So we science try to answer all the questions, but we're wrong most of the time. Our problem is simply how many, again, we need more positivity, because when you go to the doctor, how many times they tell you how wonderful you look and how great things are?
Yeah, that doesn't usually happen.
No, it's all downer, right? It's depressive. That's our biggest problem, I think, is our messaging. And even in the keto carnivore world, I'm confused. Listen, I'm not telling people to be an omnivore. We are omnivores, but eat more fatty meat, eat less frequently, and have a more positive approach to life, right? And then see more people like yourself, Eleni, and who has gone through the suffering. I mean, I'm inspired by my good friend who was healthy and well and died healthy and well of cancer at 52. See, I'm 70 almost. When I see people like Zane Griggs, good guy, love the guy, I think he's really great, but is he 70? I think he's in his 40s, maybe early 50s. It's a whole different ball game back then. And I can tell you, I was there. And ultimately, why some people get sick and other people don't, that's our mystery. How many, when people come in to get a prescription, how many people are on more than one?
Oh, mostly everybody. It's very, very rare to see somebody on just one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 15, and ultimately
15.
Wow.
Yeah.
Publix, Wegmans, and all the pharmacies in the supermarkets, we feed you the foods that get you sick and to provide the drugs that mask the symptoms.
Right.
Is that right, Dr. Nelson?
Yeah. The medicines are gonna help you, but they're gonna help you try to reverse the effects of what you were eating. So.
Yeah, I mean, y'all, on a regular basis, people come for their diabetes medications, and they're also having me ring up their cakes, their cookies, their ice cream, and it's like, okay.
And you're
and then
biting.
I think it's funny. So.
If you look at Courtney Luna, if you look at Bella Ma, and you look at Jenny Mittich and many others, their recipes now are allowing you to sort of trick the brain a little bit to enjoy some of the textures of those standard foods, but you're getting more of the fat and more of the animal-based products, which don't contain the poisons that the plant stuff does. Would you say?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all about that. So another thing is I've always loved cooking. And I do, I love ethnic foods, like I said before, and I have no problem with trying to make what I'm eating remind me or taste like those things.
By the way, Complete Carnivore, I think, is it today that's for sale?
Oh, I think it's today.
Yeah.
I think it's today.
Wonderful book. Who wrote the foreword for this, Dr. Kills?
I don't know. Open it up. What does it say?
Gentleman, his name is Robert. He helps people make babies. He gets many women pregnant. Robert Kills.
Yeah, and Maria Emmerich too is our other good friend.
By the way, excellent book. Very complete.
We should
Very
all
good.
have one.
Yes. Yes.
What's your son's name?
Well, it's Yorgo. In English, you could say Georgios or Georgie or George.
Georgie. Hey, Georgie.
George.
The other way
My grandson is Giulio with the G from Italy.
Mm-hmm. Close to Greece.
Yep, we're all related. I'm Italian. We're all related. Brothers and sisters around the globe. Dr. Nelson, what is a Mediterranean diet?
I don't know.
I don't know anymore.
I'm Mediterranean. It's steak and eggs.
Yep.
It's steak and eggs. And so, in general, how are you feeling, Eleni?
I mean, I'm feeling well when I, when I'm able to rest, when I get a good night's sleep. A little hard sometimes, but also I really have realized that I need the earth part of it. So the morning sun is so huge, so huge, to get out there in the first hour of the light, for 15 minutes. I'm very blessed to have the beach right around the corner. So often, it's getting a little cooler now, but often I will, go out to the beach and just watch the sunrise and then go for a walk, and get some grounding in on the sand. That's so huge. I mean, even if I don't do that, like yesterday, I went outside in the first hour and just stood on the grass and, let the sun, come into my eyes for 15 minutes. And then sunset too. It's not as easy to get to, but there's so many aspects. It's, it's rest, it's diet, it's, chemicals, prayer for sure. And I do my prayer while I'm taking in the sun. So it's a good time for both, but there's so many aspects to being healthy, that I realize that I need for myself to make me feel good. So yeah, I want to say I feel well when I'm rested.
Yes, the book is Complete Carnivore by Jenny Medish.
On sale today.
She's on the cover, by the way. And
I think Dr. Lisa Wiedemann's coming out with a book.
Yes, I think so.
I think so. We're going to highlight that with Dr. Wiedemann. And by the way, human beings are omnivores. And we can eat only plants. We can eat only animals. But the last I looked, if you eat only plants, it doesn't look so good. But if you only eat meat, oh my God, you look like a lion. Lions. You feel the very best. And I think faith and fasting and fat are like the most fantastic things. Eat less frequently because you're not a grazing animal. We're more like lions than sheep, right? I think.
I eat, mostly fat meat and then a sprinkle of olive or cucumber, onion.
Oh,
here
I
and there.
will do blue cheese stuffed olive from time to time.
Yeah.
In an extra filthy, dirty blue cheese stuffed olive martini. From time to time. Not as much as my ice cream. Kiltz's ice cream. Cream, eggs, vanilla. All you need. Oh my God. No.
Not another
Not
carnivore.
another carnivore
channel.
channel.
Not another carnivore channel. Congratulations. Please email me alia@drkiltz.com and I will send you your health organ meat supplements.
And we need more carnivore coaches, but it's keto carnivore coaches. We're inviting everyone to be part of this team. We're going to be inviting everyone to be a coach, and let's grow that because there are infinite people in the world that need your experience, your hardships, and communicating and doing
what
this.
was your experience during the course, Eleni?
I loved it. It was great. I mean, I love listening to you. But on top of that, I have this huge community now of friends that we all did the course together, and we have always a side chat going on. Very supportive people, and that's been one of the best parts of it, to be honest. So always, we ask each other questions. We're there for each other. It's great. I mean, I'm not always able to be on it, but I'm almost seeing what's going on. So it's been great, and the course was everything you need to know. So
yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good.
Very good.
All right.
Today at 3 p.m., Raymond Nason will be with us in a live stream on YouTube. And then at 5:30, we have our Zoom call.
Raymond is the fasting king. And he'll share you the one trick he taught me that enabled me to do 15 days.
Wow.
Amazing. So you got to watch it. You got to be there. He's amazing. With Dr. Nelson, thank you guys.
Goodbye.
All right.
Did you email me?
I did email you.
All right, bye all.
I'll email you.
All
again.
guys
Bye.
carnivore
see you guys
next.
next week.
Thank
See you
you.